Sarveshwara Rakshamam Pahimam. Welcome you all, respected sadhakas. Great it is. Congratulations. Keep it up, this pursuit of studying the Shastras at every cost and price, as it is the most important, helpful thing. What are the Viktitvas? Just remember once. Loka Sevaka, Dharma Sthapaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, Prashanta, Gambhira, Samskrita, Bhasha, Jnata, Vyakarana Sahita, and any such spiritually helping individualities. We have to mind or understand or focus to develop. Who are there to help us? Our own Shastras, our own Gurus, our own Devatas, our own Jagannatha, our own Ishvara, our own Swarupa. This word of our own is so beautiful that we have to own them and we have to allow them to own us. Can we put ourselves in that type of mood that we are owning these three and we are owned by these these six things, and not allowing ourselves to own anything else and to be owned by anything else? Can we lift our understanding to this level and the need of this? Think about it. Yes, friends, Shwethashwathara Upanishad, wonderful Shastra, Prathamodhyayaha. We have come up to the last mantra. What is to be discovered, where it is to be found, all are told to us up to 15th mantra. Then precisely two very important preparatory sadhanas are indicated. They will be further developed in the subsequent chapters, just like the main theme about Paramatma and Paramatma as a Lakshya and Prapti. Those topics also will be developed in the next 5 chapters. Those two most important sadhanas. Then in the last shloka, remember that Purusha sadhaka who has discovered his self, how it looks like, how is his anubhuti about that Atma Vastu. Not again in the form of the Atma Anubhuti is like the Anubhuti of any of the objective world with our Indriyas, Mana or Antakarana. That Atma Anubhuti nowhere or never will be explained in terms of any of these ordinary experiences which we go through. That remains always as inexplicable only, because it is not like any of the things of this world. Therefore, in any of these Shastras, when the Atmanubhuti is explained, it will be always vague only, like the Atma Vastu also in its understanding appears to be vague. Why? Because we always try to know this Atman as we know the world outside, isn't it? The outside world is of Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha. To know that, what we use are our faculties. Self is neither Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha, the world, nor it is objective to be known, nor it can be therefore caught by any of the faculties. And then Only when those faculties are transcended, that is experienced inexplicable. That's the most difficult thing, and also that is the way it is. That the self cannot be fully, completely explained by anyone to anyone. And nobody can understand it also. The Shruti Mata, with its thousands of efforts of all Upanishads, finally says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Also, yet sakshat aparokshat brahma. And Brahman, the Atman is sakshat aparoksha anubhuti only. It is neither pratyaksha nor paroksha like the outer world experiences. So, here in this Solahava mantra, 16th, some ideas are given to us ki how we have to ascertain that we have reached to that experience. A very good mantra. We will be browsing through it, studying through it, and as we are seeing every of the Upanishad, every Shastra, for its complete, correct, authentic understanding, repeatedly we have to study, contemplate it. Only when we, in our intellectual, grow to the highest level, that the correct meaning of the Shastra mantras or the subject we will be able to understand. And that also understanding, which is not sufficient. Exactly when we do the sadhana as it is to be done, then the anubhuti comes. Anubhuti alone gives us moksha, nothing else before that. So let us see how much we can study that Solaha mantra. Before that Prarthana Sankalpa, let it go on for some more time, though it consumes 3 or 4 minutes, but that's the minimum contribution we can do to the world. Doing good Sankalpa, good Prarthana, that everything, everybody should grow Adhyatmika Rupena. That is the only Moksha Marga, not only to us, but to everyone also. These prayers only help us also that we also become tuned toward the self more and more. These vibrations, to those whoever are little tuned or convenient to them, these things reach. They get helped in a subtle form. Like nowadays, everything is sukshma, stula, both kam ho gaya. Software, everything. All transactions are subtle, online only. So actually, the world is subtle more than the grass. So when we do these sankalpas, which are not grass, subtle, they will do their own work. For that only we are every day spending those 2 3 minutes in all our 6 7 classes. Before that, friends, what can be our today's common sense thought? If you see these 2 3 things, let us be mindful quickly. First one is how many our number of hours we are spending in Shastra Shravana, Shastra Adhyayana. Yet, about the Shastrokta Paramatma, the clarity, the understanding, and that as the Lakshya has happened or not, still it is absolutely questionable and subjective. So too has the world gone away from our heart with all its importance, or still the world is real, world is beautiful, world has to be obtained. Therefore, for the sake of the worldly obtainance only, whole day time we have to spend. These vasanas have gone away or not. Again, it is subjective. No one day class can guarantee these two. No 1 million lives of classes can guarantee these. Because only when we attend to these things of satsanga with this purpose, and we attend to this purpose consciously, and we want to gain it, then only we gain it. What is it? That through the study of the Shastras, Paramatma Prapti Lakshya should become stronger and stronger, exclusive. And at the same time, the Jagat Prapti Lakshya Vasanas should completely get eradicated. For that only I am studying Shastras, and that's why in all these Upanishadic Vedantic Shastras, what is taught is Brahman is Satyam, Nityam, Ananda Swarupam. Jagat is Asatyam, Anityam, Dukkha Swarupam, which is a fact. But Shastra might have said it, Guru might have said it, we might have heard it, but has it sunk into us? Which is $1 million question. Enough for it to sink in us that we are coming here. But are we matured enough to be sincere for this purpose? Matured is the word, underline it. And are we matured enough towards this purpose? And are we sincere enough towards this purpose? That all the Shastras, all the Gurus are talking to us that the Brahman alone has to be the goal, not the world, because the Brahman alone is the real. Everything else is projected. Therefore, I have to sort out these two things. One is Brahman is real, therefore that is obtainable. Second is Jagat is non-real, therefore that has to be withdrawn from. Inside, outside, Vyavahara goes on. See, when we say that we have to withdraw from the world, we give up even our outer Vyavaharik dharmas. When we say that we have to do the dharma, we carry the load of the world in our mind in the form of all impressions, raga, dvesha. That is the immaturity in the clarity. Therefore, that is also the immaturity in our practice. है ना लाइक गीता फिफ्थ में स्पर्शान कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यान बाह्यान स्पर्शान बहिः कृत्वा चक्षुश्चैवान्तरे भ्रुवोः इत्यादि means what outer vyavahara should have the outer vyavahara that cannot be compromised, that cannot be given up. Can we give up taking bath? Can we give up eating the food? Can we give up our minimum transactions? You cannot, isn't it? But should we allow those things to occupy our heart so much so that we have forgotten our goal? So a matured intellect understands, oh, this is what is the demarcation between outer vyavahara and inner sadhana. I have to discover that within me. I am not missing the outer duties on the name of inner sadhana. I am not compromising with my inner sadhana by giving more undue value to the outer world. This achievement is called as Adhyatmika Sadhana. We should know that art of striking the balance. So the main point, first point is what? Ki how much we have heard, it's not important. Has this heard thing has made in our heart that Paramatma alone is my goal? It won't happen because, as we time and again say, how much is the sincerity, depth in our studying the Shastras, and how much is our sincerity and depth in attending to the world. When that doesn't change, how can the heart will give up seeking the world? How can the heart will take up seeking the Lord or the self? इसका दृष्टि से देखने से ना इसके दृष्टि हम कुछ कर ही नहीं रहे अभी तक from so many years. If that expected required transformation has not come in seeking, that I am no more seeking the world, I am seeking only Paramatma. If this has not come, so lots more exercise we have to do of again studying, listening Shastras. Question करना चाहिए कि why I am studying Shastras? What is meaning of Adhyatmikata? Both are same. I am studying Shastras to know Paramatma is real, therefore he alone has to be pursued. That is called Adhyatmikata. I am studying Shastras to convincingly know that in the outer world I am there. Only for Vyavahara, outer world is not the goal. And that's what Adhyatmikata also. So we have to pause and question this most important salient thing has happened or is happening or not in us. नहीं हो रहा है तो there's no difference between we, the earlier ones before classes, and now. There's no difference between we who are attending classes and the others, those who are not studying the Shastras. Then don't expect also that with all these, why I am not growing spiritually. You are not doing what is to be done. How can you grow? You know, like every day go to the gym and watch everybody doing exercises and say after 2 months, but why my body is not built? अरे यार जिम को देखने से नहीं होता है वो करना पड़ता है ना एवरी डे सुबह दोपहर शाम लुक एट द फूड एंड 1 week after you say why am I becoming so weak, you will remain weak only because food is not to be looked at, it has to be consumed. In the same way, why I am not becoming spiritually strong and worldly wise withdrawn? Because you are not attending to these spiritual classes or your own life for this purpose with this attitude. So that maturity has not yet come. See, that's the important thing. In all our Shastras, to that matured student, from that matured standpoint, only all the teachings are given. Such one alone grasps them in their pure purport or purpose. Evening class, you see the Yoga Vasistamara. It's mind blowing text. What a beautiful way. But whom? To whom those things? No, we are listening, but are we qualified? That's the question. First point is that. Second is so many things we heard world achieved in the world. Many people are achieving many things. Among many people, some have become again matured, introverted. Then they are doing that vigorous, serious, sincere inner pursuit, inner sadhana. What about us? Have we achieved some good, spectacular things in the world? Are we satisfied? Now, have we withdrawn from that? Now, are we focusing on not only knowing but achieving the inner spectacular things? You know? Is that mind getting molded like that? Maintained all through the day? Or still द वेकनेस इज कंटिन्यूइंग कि क्यों मैं जी रहा हूँ, क्यों मैं सत्संग अटेंड कर रहा हूँ, क्यों मैं पुस्तक पढ़, क्यों मैं कोई भी प्रोग्राम है बस चले जाता हूँ, कोई भी बुलाए बस चले जाता हूँ. What is it? Have I not become clear to myself? That type of second question is today's common sense thought. Think for each one. Third point is what? As it comes to the sadhana practical, every sadhana now, no more we should do it mechanically. Enough, both हो गया अभी. Now, every sadhana you have to do now professionally, consciously. No more mechanical or amateur way, but everything is professional and conscious. Whatever it is. In those sadhanas, the two, three things questions are what exactly is that sadhana? What exactly is the outcome expected out of that sadhana? And how exactly it has to be done. साधना है क्या, फल क्या है उसका, कैसे करना उसको. Hmm. Like this Shastra serious student. Then listening attentively on the entire subject matter. What this sadhana is and how it has to be done about. Third is the outcome of it. Outcome is what the Rishi is telling in the Shastra that should become our own jnana. So the two aspects of it are Shravanam here, Mananam there. With these two, what is said is understood and why that is to become my own my knowledge. It is for me. I have to apply it to myself, how it is understood. For this Shravana named one sadhana going on. In the same way, if we are doing the upasana, so what is that upasana? Where we are doing variety of upacharas to the selected Lord in that murti. So what we are doing is this. Why we are doing it? So that in our antakarana, the Bhagavad Sambandhi vrittis are made stronger, along with the bhavana of bhakti, bhavana of kritagnata, bhavana of the mahima of that Lord, bhavana of bhakti, sharanagati, and shraddha that He will bless us, as well as the prarthana that see to it, O Lord, outer inner lives are taken care. So for this purpose, we are doing that upasana. And how to do? That's how every day in and day out, without missing one day, continuously is lakshya ko man mein rakhkar karna hai. Are we doing? We have to do, isn't it? A stotra when you chant, any of the bhajana we do, and immersing in that. An experience expresses as the bhajana and the stotra from that great anubhavi bhakta. Therefore, that bhajana or stotra, when we do it, that should take us to that experience from where that has been written, isn't it? In everywhere, kahin bhi kaho, when the teachers teach, they teach to say that I have done all that thing and I have reached to this. You also do and reach. Same way यहाँ भी one bhajan when we do, कोई भी हो, इतने सारे लाखों भजन है, stotras are there. Our aim should be to reach to that experience. Therefore, with that ekagrata, with that bhavana, we have to do it. In that time, the quantity doesn't matter, the quality. In the sense, one need not chant the entire stotra of 25 mantras and complete it formality. No, one or two mantras of that enough to submerge in the meaning. That's the purpose. Like for example, today is let us say Wednesday, Ganapati mantra. Mudakarattamodakam sada vimukti sadhakam कलाधरावतंसकं विलासिलोकरक्षकं अनायकैकनायकं विनाशिते भदैत्यकं नताशुभाशुनाशकं नमामि तं विनायकम्. So one mantra, Ganesha Pancharatnam. तो टोटली वन इन नॉट 10 times चैंट इट, उससे वो तो इनिशियल डेज में वेरी वेरी ग्रास सटलर लेवल में that one mantra, in that one mantra, one line, in that one line, one pada, have we enjoyed or not in that devotion? Devotion is the joy there, not enjoy but joy. That is more important than chanting whole of them. न तेतरादिभिकरं न बोधितार्कभास्करं न वत्सुरारिनिर्जरं न तादिकावदुत्तरं सुरेश्वरं निधीश्वरं गजेश्वरं महेश्वरं, है ना, महेश्वरम तमाश्रये परात्परम निरंतरम समस्त लोक शंकरम निरस्तदैत कुंजरम दरोवरम हरे भवक्त्रम अक्षरम कृपाकरम क्षमाकरम मुदाकरम यशस्करम स्वमनस्करम नमस्कृताम नमस्कुरोमि भास्वरम. That is very initial gross. But right now, though, one shloka 20 times you do, that is more beautiful than doing the whole stotra 100 times. है. See, muda with all joy, kara hands, at held modakam. Mudakarat modakam. So I have given with so much devotion the modaka, he is holding it in the hands. Sada vimukti sadhakam. The one who to the bhaktas always aiming at giving the moksha only. Kaladharavatamsakam, the one who has got crescent on his head like his own father. Vilasi lokarakshakam. He has only one vilasa, time pass, entertainment. What is that? Lokarakshakam. Anayaka, he has no leader. Ekanayakam, he is the leader of all. Vinashita ibhadaityakam, the one who has removed the Rakshasa, the Gajasura. And that is our own ego. Then Nata uh, Ashu Ashubhanashakam, the one who is doing salutations, his all Ashubhas immediately he destroys. Namami Tam Vinayakam. That Vinayaka I salute. See, in that only the Vinayaka Rupa, Vinayaka Namaskara, standing in front of him and doing that particular stuti. That is where the inner sadhana. देखो अब आधा minute when we heard little of Vinayaka Prarthana Mahima entered us or not. That mood we have to do. That's the meaning of that sadhana. Example. है ना? So स्तोत्र का वैसा. Anyhow, one example what we remembered we shared. Then nateta ati bhikaram. Nata itara ati bhikaram. Those who are not surrendered, therefore licentious towards them is ati bhikara, ferocious. Nava udita arka bhaswaram is as bright, brilliant as just risen sun Bhagavan. Nathan natetarati bhikaram navodita arka bhas. Then navat sura ari nirjaram. And then when Devata surrendered to him, the enemies of the Devata, the Rakshasas, he finishes them. Then इसको हम बाहर भी लेना है अंदर भी लेना है. Then nata adhika apad uddharam. More and more we surrender, more and more he removes all our apadas. Then Sureshwaram, Nideshwaram, Gajeshwaram, Ganeshwaram, Maheshwaram, Tamashraye, Parat Param Nirantaram. See the clarity. Anyhow, see, this is how, but why we don't do all it? We are at such a immature level that chanting is enough. And also in the immature level, to not know that we are still caught up in the world of vasanas, world of bhogas, world of इंद्रिय विषयास. तो उसमें हम फंसे हैं, उस बाहर आना है, वही स्पिरिचुअलिटी है. दिस इज नॉट sunk into us. And therefore we are so casual, as casual we are in our spirituality without any sincerity. So casually, as if it a compulsion, we involve in the world and worldliness. So these are all the ones which show us we are not at a grown inside in our understanding deeply. Regarding actual spirituality, we are talking on a spiritual standpoint, and these are not applicable to the ones who have not considered themselves as sadhakas. They are not for the worldly people. For them, the world is real. They are enjoying. Let them go. उनके अंदर कोई spirituality है ही नहीं है. They are more lucky, happier than us. Clear? Now, this is the third point. Last but not the least is what? Very important. Which we don't understand or digest or accept it or feel good about it. What it is? Every sadhana is not to reach to that stage and again come back to the old ruts. No. Every sadhana is to reach to that stage and stay there only, remain there only, not to come down. है ना, लाइक आत्म संस्तम मन कृत्वा, उसके बाद फिर से अनात्मा के बारे में मन में सोचना है. नो, न किंचित अभी चिंतयेत. Isn't it? सेम वे उद्धरेद आत्मना आत्मानम. सो व्हाट, उसके बाद फिर नीचे ले आना है अपने आप को. न आत्मानम अवसादयेत. दैट मीन्स लाइक earning crore rupees. So thereafter, within 1 month, become bhikari? No. As much important is to earn the crore is to maintain that status of crorepati. Isn't it? Anything, I got a friend, then within 3 days I fought with him. No more friendship. Are friendship is not once achievement, it is once for all. जिंदगी भर रहना चाहिए. So married, 1 month fighting, then divorce. Are no, once married throughout life, that's it. So in spirituality, any stature we achieve should be maintained permanent. What is problem with us is we achieve that state when we are in good mood. But then again, when the vasanas overpower us, we just forget that we again come back. So coming, going is not sadhana. Na? Going, staying and going further is sadhana. वहां तक पहुंचे तो वहां से आगे ही जाना, पीछे नहीं आना. So we do viveka. We have to always do viveka. But again we forget viveka and fall back to the aviveka sthiti. We have vairagya. One day, today वैराग्य हो जाता है, उसके बाद वैराग्य के प्रति वैराग्य हो जाता है. And we behave to be so much worldly. We be so much indulged and involved. So where has that gone? We quieten the mind. Sometimes it is quiet. Again from the outer or inner sources. When the disturbances come, we allow it to get disturbed again. है ना? When we are in class, we listen and tentatively accept Paramatma as the goal. But the moment we go out, so innocently we forget this as the goal. As if a goal था परमात्मा को पाना सिर्फ स्वामी के लिए, तो उनके खुशी के लिए हम जा रहे हैं क्लास. As we go out, how quickly everything other than Paramatma becomes goal. Everything other than Paramatma becomes pursuit. See, अब imagine करें all gurus and devatas who are looking at us, how much they must be laughing at our immaturity. These are all immaturities. बचपना है सब, isn't it? We remember the shlokas, mantras, and we forget that. Again, we remember the other worldly things. That's why the example. We have to be like the honeybee, not the housefly, mosquito, or musca domestica, what is called as. That mosquito or the housefly, it has no proper goal or purpose. That is why it lands on the very beautiful good things also, and very next second it lands again on the dirty things also. है ना? वो पूजा मंदिर में वो भगवान के नाक पे भी बैठेगा, उनके सर पे भी बैठेगा, उनके चरण पे भी बैठेगा, फिर जाकर वो नैवेद्य में भी बैठेगा. एंड देर आफ्टर निकल कर वहां से नेक्स्ट देर इज एनी डस्ट इज देयर, है ना, द वेस्ट, द पूजा मटेरियल का जो भी है, केले का छिलका है, इट विल लैंड देयर आल्सो. हाउस फ्लाई. व्हाट अबाउट द honeybee? We don't see honeybee going anywhere other than to the flower. Always to take that honey. उसका और कोई दूसरा कहीं नहीं जाता वो. See the difference between those beings to teach us the lesson. So these are the things in time we have to learn and grow in. That I have to always, that what is said there? What is the Satu Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Sevita? For long time when we do regularly with respect, then the bhumi becomes drudha of those respective sadhanas whichever we are doing. And to maintain that mood always is called abhyasa. है ना? तत्र स्थितौ यत्नः abhyasa. Otherwise, when the mood is good, to be in that particular program, anybody can do it. And when the mood is good, even the most criminal also for those few minutes does some charitable action or does some puja or upasana. They go also to the Tirupati and all temples. What is the difference between them and us? They go, they come back. We go and we should stay there only in our devotion. Coming back is a crime we commit against ourselves. And as much sacred it is to reach to those heights, so much important is to maintain it. We are going there to go above and above, not to again come back to the same old wrong convictions, wrong involvements, etc. No, you understood why it takes time in spiritual evolution is it takes time because you have to sort out all these things. None of them are unimportant. All of them are important. We cannot leave anything just like that, uncared. You know? We cannot be taking anything that way for granted. One of these things is this. We don't even become aware that I have lifted myself to that level and I'm coming back again. What's this? Totally human life also. I have lifted myself to be a human being, but I am behaving like an animal. सोचते ही नहीं. I have lifted myself to be the level of the Shishya of this Guru. But again we go back. बाबा कितना टाइम से नहीं चल रहा था. I was not aware. Om, Om, Om. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्व प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोधविचारण चारुमते कलयेश्वर जीवविवेकविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् सनातन धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ पारायणम्. Let us do the parayana of the last four mantras from 20 to 23 of the chapter 6. ॐ यदा चर्मवदाकाशं वेष्टयिष्यन्ति मानवाः तदा देवमविज्ञाय दुःखस्यान्तो भविष्यति तपः प्रभावात् देवप्रसादाच्च ब्रह्मः श्वेताश्वतरोऽथ विद्वान् अत्याश्रमिभ्यः परमं पवित्रं प्रोवाच सम्यग् ऋषिसङ्गजुष्टं वेदान्ते परमं गुह्यं पुरा कल्पे प्रचोदितं न प्रशान्ताय दातव्यं न पुत्राय शिष्याय वा पुनः यस्य देवे परा भक्तिः यथा देवे तथा गुरौ तस्यैते कथिता ह्यर्थाः प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः इति ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतन्नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम् ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ तिलेषु तैलं ददनीव सर्पिः आपस्रोतस्सु अरणीषु चाग्निः एवमात्मात्मनि गृह्यतेऽसौ सत्येनैनं तपसा योऽनुपश्यति. Friends, very essence of entire spiritual sadhana. Please let us carry home. Point one, the inner Atman we have to realize as Brahman. Point two, that is done through the manana, the dhyana or the jnana. In that manana, dhyana, jnana, what is done? We are attentive. Taking the alamana of the Omkara, we have to transcend the Annamayadi koshas. We have to dissolve the Annamayadi koshas. Use any word. Dissolving the grosser into the subtler, talk that language, or transcending in our identity from the grosser to the subtler. Any language which suits you, understand it. But the main point is going beyond our tadatmya with the panchakoshas. See the clarity there? Is it entering into us? Is it getting registered in us? That this Atmavastu has to be found in our own selves as ourselves. For that, by taking the alamana of the pranava, we have to go beyond all the panchakoshas. That's what he said, Evam atma atmani swa atmani gruhyate asau. How? Mananena. What is the manana? See, atma bhuta dehadishu. Right now we have the identity with the dehadi. Which are they? Annamayadi. पंचकोशास क्या करना चाहिए उनके साथ अशेष उपाधि प्रविलापनेना अंडरलाइन दिस वर्ड when all the upadhi pravilapana happens then what happens there you reach to our essential self there the one who is pursuing and the one who is pursued they are found to be same one and what is that nirvisheshe purnanande swa atmani that Vishesha Rahita, Purna Ananda is our own Swarupa. That is what is the Brahman. That is what is the goal. That is what all Shastras are talking about. So become very subtle to catch. We are always the Brahman. We came out of that identity. We are identifying with the Upadhis. So we slowly go beyond all the Upadhis, go back to the self. So we came out of our own house, went to variety of the places, doing various things, struggling. Then we give up one by one all. We come back to the safety, security, comfort of our own house back. Feel that I am the Brahman. That Brahman me came out. Then identify the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Annamaya Kosha. With Annamaya, now I am totally outer worldly person, and of all the doings and all enjoyings. It is my identity. I am now that. Now reverse karna hai sara. From the outer world through the upadhis to beyond the upadhis. Right? Now, unless we clear our outer obligations fully, unless we fully master our faculties, this journey of going beyond the koshas or dissolving koshas, प्रविलापन कहा ना इधर, नहीं होगा वो. That is why the two sadhanas are told. What are they? Satyena and tapasa enam yaha anupashyati. So yaha satyena tapasa enam evam atmani agruhyate tada pashyati. So two sadhanas and their importance. We have tried to see them yesterday. What is the satya? Yatha bhuta, then yatha bhuta hitartha vachanena bhuta hitena. Very, very important point. Means what? Starting from speech through the actions up to our intention level, we have to do, think, talk about bhuta hita only, not bhuta priya, not bhuta ahita. We have to come out of first troubling the world. For some time, you have to serve the world lovingly. Thereafter, only one thing toward the world, bhuta hita. What is good for the world, that only we speak, do, and think. And good is always in spirituality only. In everything else, there is pleasure, not good. There may be priya, but not hita. Are you catching this point? Here he is talking about vachana. Because the satya generally goes with the speech only. Satya bolna hum kehte. So we are saying here, right from the talking, action, and even thoughts also of ours are for the hita of the bhuta. When it is for the ahita of the bhuta, then we are doing the sins, such we will be pulled into the karma phala of narakadi dukkha yoni. Forget about any adhyatmic sadhana. When you do bhuta priya, then we are lost in world. World goes on pulling us. ओके, प्रिय जब करते हैं तो मतलब उनको खुश करने का कोशिश, प्यार देकर, पैसे देकर, सेवा करके. थर्ड लेवल, हायर लेवल इज भूत हित. हित इज ओनली नॉट प्यार देना, नॉट पैसे देना, नॉट कंफर्ट्स देना. नो, हित मीन्स टेल देम वैल्यूज. हित मीन्स टेल देम सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन. हित मीन्स टेल देम डिवोशन. हित मीन्स टेल देम आध्यात्मिकता, क्योंकि उसी में हित है. But they are all, I am not interested in them. I am bored of them. Please do something priya to them, to me. If they ask, we should say, no, sorry. Is it? I can't do that. I am here only to do hita to you, not priya. Priya is not correct way of life. See, ऐसा करने से क्या होता है? Ahita we are not doing. Therefore, we are saving ourselves and the world from us. Priya also we are not doing. Therefore, we are not bound to be worldly. Hita only we are doing. We are sent in this world to achieve our own hita and to help others to achieve their hita. Therefore, that purpose, that thing only we are doing. Therefore, that way we are fulfilling our duty also. And we are no more in any way bound to the world. The one who does priya and the one who does ahita, he alone is bound to the world. The one who is doing the hita, he is not bound to the world. World may get bound to him out of its runa or obligation. But he says, I am doing it as duty. I am not asking the world to be bound to me through the runa also. No. Like, am I doing ahita to you, or am I doing priya to you, or am I doing hita to you? है ना? Priya is what? Stop the classes. Ahita is what? Telling all the other things other than spirituality. And Hita is what? Whether you come or not, listen or not, regular or not, appreciate or not, but speaking the truth. With this, I am not troubling you, binding you. I am not allowing you to attach to me, nor to me to you. No, extend this not only with you, but through the entire world, throughout life, I have to be like that. That जहां भी जाते हित बस हित को माइंड में लगाकर उस हित को पहुंचाने के लिए वी मे टॉक प्रिय समटाइम्स दैट्स अलाउड द priya should complement hita, not that priya is overpowering and there's no hita at all. And on the name of priya, doing ahita later on. Because when I talk to you pleasurably about artha and kama vishayas, that is ahita. That creates vasana, that creates samsara, that binds us. How we have to deal with the world is this. One word is used, satyena. But in that, this tons of the meaning is there. We have to catch it. But what do we do with our own friends, relatives, family members? Only priya, priya, priya. That's why वही वासनाएं हमारे अंदर है और वही लोग हमारे जिंदगी में है जो प्रिय करना चाहते, प्रिय देना चाहते. देखो, द हित करने वाले कोई नहीं हमारे जिंदगी, हित देने वाले, और हमें वो नहीं मिल रहे जिनको हम हित दे सकते. Think about it. Then we are stagnant, no? सो अहित में से प्रिय में आना है, प्रिय में नहीं रुकना है. यथा भूत हितार्थ वचनेन, इसके द्वारा भूत हितेन. Therefore, doing hita to the bhuta is satyam. That's what the shloka quoted, no? What he said, कि, satyam bhuta hitam proktam. देखो, satyam is not vocally speaking truth only. Actual satyam is doing the hita to the beings. And beings are का हित होता है केवल आध्यात्मिकता में, और उस आध्यात्मिकता का हेल्प करने वाले बाकी चीजें. To tell them to do the japa, upasana, tell them to the dana, dharma, values. They're all hita. And all of them should not be told and stopped. ये सब करो अंतकरण शुद्धि एकाग्रता के लिए, and through that realize the Paramatma. In that only there is hita. Therefore, to be safe side, first to start telling like in all Shastras Upanishads, in the Paramatma Prapti only there is hita. Then, for the sake of that, study Shastras. For the sake of that, purify the Antakarana. For the sake of that, clear your outer obligations through this type of Nisvartata, Nirahankarata, Nirapekshata. नहीं तो क्या होगा? We start telling them, सेवा करो, दान करो, पुण्य करो, यज्ञ करो, उपासना करो. In saying all this, we may get tired or exhausted or distracted. By which main thing we may forget to tell. Main thing is what? All of them are for Antakarana Shuddhi. Shuddha Antakarana is to know the Paramatma, because only knowing Paramatma there is Hita. इससे हम भी reminded होते हैं अपने लिए that I have remembered Paramatma. In fact, when I remember, then only I can tell others. If I have not told others that the Paramatma Prapti is the Laksha or the Hita, that means I have forgotten for myself also. Satya means Bhuta Hita. And how the Bhuta Hita? Yata Bhuta Artha, Yata Bhuta Hitartha Vachanena. Yata Bhuta is Shastra. Hitartha Vachana is Shastrokta Tattva Jnana. Vachana means that alone we have to talk. That alone we have to do Sankalpa. That alone we have to do the prayer. And like that person गरीब, अरे गरीब को अमीरी मिल जाए, पैसे मिल जाए. This is a sankalpa done by a kind-hearted person who is zero spiritual. Because with all the outer wealth achieved, people are not liberated, no? Isn't it? Liberation तो ज्ञान से होता है. देखो, whether a करोड़पति or रोडपति, towards both of them only one prayer hours. कि may they grow spiritually. Because in that there is hita. So the thought should be like that. Even the worst terrorist also realize the self, because in that only there is hita. For the achievement of that, chalo, he should give up his terrorism, he should become a spiritual intrusions, all of that. वो सब बाद में करे ना करे, भूत हितार्थ वचन, भूत हितार्थ वृत्ति, वृत्ति thought we have to send. This is called Satya. With that, we are fulfilling our duties, our obligations, and we are not allowing the world to enter into us, and we are not ourselves entering the world, nor we are allowing anybody to attach to us, nor we are attached to anyone. This is very sublime art. First has to be digested and then becoming practical. From now onwards, let's do this exercise. Let's not pray to anyone for that they should become healthy, they should become rich. No, we should pray only one thing: they should become spiritual. That's it. Because उसमें सब कुछ आ जाता है. नहीं तो मिस हो जाता. Otherwise, person will become healthy and moneyed because of your prayer, and with all that health and money, he will destroy himself. And I like the rich people many places give so much money to children without teaching self-discipline and all. With all that money, they only become addicts to all negative things. And किसका कसूर है, किसका पाप है? पापा का ही पाप है, इसलिए उनको पापा कहते. See, satyena yata bhuta hitartha vachanena. Very beautiful. Then comes the second one. This much more can be discussed and contemplated. I'm leaving it to you now. You do it. What is the meaning of Satya? Actual meaning is Bhutahita, but Satya is a speech also. Therefore, Yata Bhuta Hitartha Vachanena, but Vachana is not enough. Karmana api, not Vachana Karana enough, even through the thoughts. And at a higher level, when you do the thoughts for the spiritual unfoldment of others, then the karma and Vachana you need not worry about. वो हो जाएगा जैसा होना होगा बस thought is powerful then others provided if the thought is powerful if you think powerfully है ना संकल्प का बल सबसे बलवान होता है ना अगर उस संकल्प में हमने बल लाया है तो that's how except few mahatmas who come into the public and guide many mahatmas through thoughts only they guide the world they are higher in fact वो कहीं दिखते नहीं फिजिकली उनको कोई आकर कहने का बोलने का करने का जरूरत नहीं होता विमुंट से भगवान आदि शंकर वेद व्यास वो लोग अभी नहीं है क्या they're eternally there being in their own brahmanubhuti so their blessings is through thoughts physically they need not come vocally they need not say or do something but that's a level to be reached before reaching that you have to do the seva if you can't do at least speak that सबको हित हो जाए सबको हित हो जाए आपका हित हो जाए कहो करो सोचो that's called actual satyam हो गया new definition a very good support for sadhana has come to us even when you look at a dog ये dog को भी जल्द से जल्द मोक्ष मिल जाए you a mosquito also उसको मोक्ष मिल जाए कबूतर उसको भी मोक्ष a tree is there let it evolve quickly get that atmanam because in that only there is hita in everything else there is no hita isn't it the one who convinced about this through study of shastra will not pray for anything to anybody forget about giving and a such person will not give to his children khilauna as gifts. He'll give Bhagavad Gita only. He'll not take him to cinema or movie. He'll take him to satsang only. वो कहता है पापा नहीं आऊंगा सत्संग नहीं आओ तो चलो मत आओ बट मुझे घुमाने ले जाओ मैं नहीं ले जाऊंगा because I can't do prayer to you anymore. I have to do hita to you. That's it. No, such fathers will get very bad name from the children. But then those children in their own maturity, they know that's what is the greatness of my father who gave me the hita, not the priya. Isn't it? Otherwise, with all the priya given to the children, enjoying all that priya, that finally the children will blame the parents only and have to be blaming them. That you never gave us hita, you gave only priya. और जो बंदा अपने बच्चों को हित नहीं दे सकता दूसरों को कहाँ देगा वो औकात कहाँ रहेगा isn't it यथा भूत हितार्थ वचनेन भूत हितेन सत्यम So second is very important, tapasya. Focus on that. What is tapasya? So, कि नारायण तपसा इंद्रिय मनसाम एकाग्र लक्षणेन इंद्रिय मनसाम एकाग्र लक्षणेन तपसा. Why? Because manasascha indriyanam cha aikagryam paramam tapaha. Now we are studying the second sadhana, tapasya. What is tapasya? Manasascha indriyanam aikagryam paramam tapaha. Again, it is like the above one. That when we are in the world with the people, we are doing only the sankalpa, vani, and thought. Only for the hita of them. That is in spirituality. Now over. That obligation to the world is over. What about our faculties of Indriyas and Antakarana? They also, Eka means Paramatma, Agra means pointed. So they should be pointed singly toward the Paramatma. Which are they? The Jnanendriyas and Antakarana. This toughest thing is called tapasya. Why toughest? Because we only know with the mana and Antakarana to go out into the Shabda Sparsha, not towards Paramatma. Even if you go, that's temporarily for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. But our habits are to the worldliness only. So how much tough it is to mold our indriyas, mana only for Paramatma. That's why it's called tapasya. तड़पना पड़ता है, तपना पड़ता है उसमें उसको करने के लिए. So take one by one indriya. एक एक इंद्रिय. It's not a casual sentence. हाँ चलो समझ गए. तपस्या means making the mind and sense organs single pointed. It is a sentence made by a very careless person, not a careful spiritual seeker. You can't just talk spirituality carelessly. That's a sin only. You have to be very conscious, careful, respectful to whatever we talk or say, even do. So when it is said tapasya means manasaha cha indriyanam cha aikagryam. That aika word we have to understand. Aika means ek. Ek kaun hai? Paramatma. Agra means pointed. Ekagrata means single pointed. Eka agra, single pointed. Agra means pointed means towards. So towards single Paramatma only, our all Indriyas have to be. And that is why in Prahlad Charitra, in all Kahanis, we see those are the legs which go and do the pradakshina to the Lord. Otherwise, it is better to be a tree. What is the need of movement? Hands, those which are not doing the upasana of the Lord, then they are the Shavahasta. They are as bad as the hands of the dead body. Today we will see that. Punapamiva Sunarim in the evening. Our shloka Dhanyashtakam. Then we see the eyes, more pank ke upar ke aankh ke saman hai. If they are not seeing the glorious, beautiful form of the Lord. Ears are the places for the snakes to stay if they are not listening to the glory of the Lord. The tongue is like that of beka beka of the frog if it is not taking the name of the Lord. What is said in the devotion there is tapasya. That because the indriyas and mana are so virulent. They're like children, I told you, no? They, if they are not engaged in the adhyatmikata, they will just make it habit to be in the world. And remember, for once for all, throughout life, million times we said that the worldly experiences, bhogas, are true and real as long as we give value and importance to them. When we don't give value, importance to them and withdraw, they just disappear because they are not real. उनको रियलिटी हम ही देते हैं और हम ही उसमें फंस जाते हैं. Like a friend. Where is a friend, stupid? You only give reality and you get lost. और कभी अकल उसको या हमको आ गया, उसको बाय बाय कर दी, तो गया वो. जिंदगी तो चल रहा है उसका और हमारा. But then how come you were caught up for such long time? Because you gave value importance. This is the secret. The one who has realized is the most intelligent and lucky. What is it now? Vishayaha vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. The one who is nirahari, not involved in the Vishayas go away from him. Rasavarjam. There will be little rasa for the Vishyas. But rasa happy asya. Even that rasa taste also param drishtva nivartate. When the Supreme Self is seen everywhere, even that the delusion of the rasa also goes away. Then what remains is not the bhoga rasa or Vishya rasa, it is the Brahma Ananda rasa. You understand? This is the secret we have to learn. That secret se pehle, the knowledge that the world and worldliness is so much in me and I am in the world only because I am giving value to it. Isn't it? And that's done by the mind and its emotions and vasanas, earlier experiences. In spite of all of that, one, it is neither true, two, it is only binding. Can we realize its subtle things? No, we can't share these things to the worldly people. Nor we should compromise with our this knowledge by being with those worldly people. When you go to your something हिंदी वो लोग यही कहते हैं काय का spirituality चलो मिल के खाना खाते हैं मिल के enjoy करते हैं because they're at that level. Now you can't any more compromise your seriousness of sadhana. Then insult कर रहे हैं हम भगवान को गुरुओं को फिर खुद को भी insult कर भगवान गुरु को छोड़ो वो लोग फील नहीं करते they are not bound or obliged. We are insulting our own self inside. So tapasya means manasascha indriyanam eka agram. Therefore, that eka is Paramatma. So all our mind and indriyas should be only seeking that Paramatma. And in doing so, those indriyas cannot see Paramatma. They will absolutely tell us that भाई हम आपको तो परमात्मा को दिखा नहीं सकते अब हम चुप हो रहे हैं. Imagine that state where the indriyas are not at all demanding anything throughout the day. So to the mind also. हमारे से भी नहीं होता बुद्धि का हेल्प ले लो हम बस आपको डिस्टर्ब नहीं करते. Now imagine always at the intellectual level of contemplating on the truth. That's called as Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadharavantaha. Imagine that person throughout the day. And when वो भी परिपक्व हो जाता है, intellect also takes us to the comprehension level of the self or the truth. And there it says, हमारा भी काम हो गया, अब हमें छोड़ोगे तो आप उस आत्मा में पहुंच जाओगे. That's called the apprehension of the self. I am the self. All these things is called tapasya. Manasascha indriyanam ekagram paramam tapah. Which is above said as transcending the pancha koshas and knowing the self inside. That's called as there as dhyanam or jnanam or mananam with the help of the Omkar. So satyena enam tapasa yaha anupashyati. देखो तपस्या है ना. अब एक एक इंद्रिय को पकड़कर उसको समझाना होता है. Oh my dear tongue, how many quintals of the tastes you have tasted. But it continues to be like that only. Please don't persecute me. Don't, what do you call, persuade me. Enough, 1 week I'll practice. That these tasty things I'm not going to give you. It's a practice to you and me also. ऐसा एक एक इंद्रिय को हमको पकड़कर जीतना है. एक एक इंद्रिय को फिर मन को बुद्धि को चित्त को अहंकार. Like in the yuddha, one enemy we finish and go to the next, go to the next. Without these two things, without the mana indriya controlled, they will be extroverted. All our spirituality waste hota nahi. So too, if we are not doing bhuta hita, if we are doing ahita or priya, then also we are bound. These are how crucial you see from the true Adhyatmic sadhana standpoint. Outer management, inner management. Then only the tattva can be achieved by transcending the panchakoshas or three dehas or three avasthas or three gunas or triputi. Kuch bhi kaho. All are techniques. Any technique we hold, that will give the result. So, paramanto idis maranatu enam atmanam yaha anupashyati. To him, the Brahman is experienced. Yonu pashyati saha mukto bhavati. Sa paramatma anubhavan bhavati. Those adhyahara we have to do. Adhyahara means adding one or two words or sentences to complete the subject or the sentence or the topic. So satyena inam tapasa yah anupashyati saha muktah bhavati sa paramatma anubhavam prapnoti. That's how we have to conclude. So therefore, tileshu tailam dadani vasarpihi apasrotaswarnishu chagnihi evam atma atmani gurhite sau satyenainam tapasa yah anupashyati. See the completeness of the sloka, beauty of that sloka. अब देखो इतने बार कहकर सुनकर भी हमको या आपको पूरा ये ज्ञान समझ में नहीं आ रहा, याद नहीं रह रहा, तो एट व्हाट लेवल ऑफ अवर अंतःकरण वी आर? So should we spoil it further by being worldly, or should we make it more qualified and purified through our intense committed those sadhanas of japa, upasana, prarthana इत्यादि? अब देख लो, इसलिए कहते हैं स्पिरिचुअलिटी में एक एक कदम इतना टफ होता है, इतना पेन होता है कि वी हैव टू गिव अप द लोअर थिंग्स एंड वी हैव टू टेक अप द टफर थिंग्स. That's the Lord Guru knows. Therefore, they have the infinite patience. We also have to that much patience and really pursue. For that, what's required is clear understanding, clear conviction. Through all these satsangas, these two are being achieved. Once the student is made to understand, once is made to be convinced, Guru says, just तुमको जो समझाना समझ दिया, अब जाओ लगे रहो बस. Do the tapasya, do the satya, and go inside, go beyond Panchakoshas with the alamana of the pranava. Realize nirvishesha. It cannot be having any vishesha. Therefore, with the vishesha, you can't explain it. And there is no apurnata in it, it is purna. That purna itself means it is everywhere, it is all pervading, it is substratum of all, the self of all. एक शब्द कहा तो बाकी सारे हम उसको समझ में आना चाहिए. And ananda means leshamatra dukkha rahitata. Ananda means happiness or bliss, and that is unbroken, that is continuous, that is eternal, that's unconditional. These words we have to add every time they are not told. एक बार कह दिया तो पकड़ ले. Don't imagine the ananda of the Brahman is like the ananda of the ice cream. Isn't it? That ananda means ananta ananda, nitya ananda, shashwata ananda, never getting reduced ananda, effortless ananda, unconditional ananda. Purna means what? No time, no place, nothing can limit it to say to make it apurna. So to Atma means it is my own self, it is not objective. Nirvishesha means the Visheshas which are there in the Panchakoshas or in the outer world of objects, those things will not be there in it. Two types of Vishesh, like the body. Body is Sthula, body is heavy. These are one Vishesha of the body. Second Vishesha are it is born, it is growing, it is getting modified, it will die. So neither these Visheshas nor these modifications are there in that Anubhuti. That's the meaning of Nirvishesha. So Nirvishesha Purna Ananda Atma is our goal. Now we are with Savishesha, Apurna, Dukkha and Anatma we are caught up. That is Samsara, this is Sadhana and Siddhi. Okay friends, now the last mantra, Katam Enam Anubhashyati iti ata aha. When that self is realized, how it looks like here in this sloka from Atmanabhava to the Sarvatmya Bhava is told. Only after Sarvatmya Bhava our journey is complete. I am the self, the same self is everywhere. There is nothing other than self. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. See you in 5 minutes for Gita, second chapter. We'll see. 8 minutes क्यों रोका आपने? 1 मिनट में थोड़ा मैसेज फोन करना चाहिए ना. Immediately should message कि class. So something I'll know it ना. Don't take it like that कि कुछ हुआ होगा, स्वामी जी जानते हैं ना. Immediately it is disconnected. You mentioned 8 minutes, such a beautiful thought. It is not recorded anywhere else now. That thought cannot be repeated. It is so intense that I was merged in it. इसलिए मैं आंख बंद किया था. So it's a lesson. Next time, any disconnection, quickly you inform. Don't feel any shy around. मुझे पता ना, अबे बैटरी खत्म हो गया, I didn't know. So just do that. Thank you. Come back.